I'm going to use that line one day.
You're mature. You're so mature. Right on. AnySportsCarPodcast.com. Any Sports Car Podcast live on location. Missy and Frank with Jared Depow and Chris Deharde. You know, show favorites. Well, they've been on the show. So no, love them.
We're recording this behind a trailer, Frank. Let's be a little bit classy here.
You have a lapel mic. You put on your lapel. Well, you don't have a lapel. Whatever. You clip it on. You know what? Missy and I are sharing.
Mics.
Missy, will you talk, please?
I don't know. I think I should be scared if we're behind a trailer. I don't know what's going on.
It's
random trailer in Alabama.
They're lapel mics, you two retards. You can. I mean, did I say the R word?
Missy can bleep that, right?
No.
Cut that part out.
This is the podcast recorder. I mean, I can only do so much. I probably could edit that if I really felt like it, but whatever. Anyway, so how's you were at Coda, you were at St. Pete. Where were you at both?
I was at both.
I was also at Sebring.
Fuck cares. Oh, freak cares. I'm sorry.
Well, they call us the Indy Sports Car Podcast. You'd think you'd care about the second longest sports car race on the IMSA schedule. Thank you very much.
I used to when America Le Mans Series did it.
So?
I'm still bitter. There's no Falcon Tire Porsche. Do you see a Falcon Tire Porsche? I don't see a Falcon Tire Porsche. Do you see one?
No.
Stevie Wonder didn't see one either.
Single tire manufacturer.
I know why they're not there. Derek Walker laid it out for me, and by the time I was done with Derek Walker after 3 hours, I was ready to give this all up because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna. Racing is I've been lied to my wife. Okay.
Wait, you tell me there's no such thing as Santa?
Yes, there is, but the Easter Bunny is fake, and it destroyed me. Listen, okay, so Deharde, what's the best day of your life doing this so far? Because this is your 5th season covering IndyCar, just like us.
6th.
5th.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
When was it 14? You were in the media center the first day we were.
I was in 14, yeah. I was in year 14.
Oh, so this is our 6th?
This is actually my first. My first race in 2014 covering IndyCar was actually here.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought Iowa was one of your first races.
No, 2014 Barber. Nate Stacey was running a Pro World Challenge in that race, and it was his first World Challenge race. He was 14 years old running, and he was finished 4th in the TCB race he did that weekend.
No kidding.
Yeah, I followed him quite a bit in the time since that time, and he won that year, I think, at Motorsport. Then he moved up to TC the next year with Volvo. I know he did that for 2 races before he started racing with the Mustang in GTS. The Mustang he actually ran here in 2015 had more horsepower than all the previous cars he had ever raced combined. So that was a fun little stat that his dad gave me.
I'm going to say, you are the stat man.
The Staceys are good people. The Staceys are really good people. I've kept in touch with them off and on the last few years, and they've done a good job with Nate running right now in the Michelin Pilot Challenge right there at IMSA. He's done a lot of good things. I'm looking forward to seeing what he'll do, and it's hard for me to still remember that this dude's like 18, 19 years old, and he still has a lot of years in front of him. It's like I thought he was only mid-20s. Like, no, wait, he's only 18, 19 years old. But he's done a good job so far in IMSA, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do the rest of the year. But here at Barber, probably the best thing that we had going for us today was the fact that it didn't rain. Yesterday it had maybe a couple of bits of drizzle, but we didn't have any rain.
Today it drizzled just for maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah, right as qualifying ended for the IndyCar, it sprinkled for a few minutes.
Thank goodness. Otherwise Will would have been up in the wall.
Well, the whole Team Penske really wasn't going too
oh my
well
God, this year. I mean, Team Chevy did terrible. Good God.
Yeah, well, Spencer Pigot, when Spencer Pigot is your standard bearer, let's face it, you have a little bit more work to do. I'm not saying anything bad about Spencer Pigot, but let's face it, when you've got Team Penske on board, they should be your lead teams.
Andretti's a Honda team, and they didn't even make it into the Fast Six.
My point being, Andretti and Penske, not that the Team Chevy, I know they're Honda, but both those teams, not a single car in the Fast Six.
So you had Ray Hall sweeping out the front row with Sato on pole and Graham second. You had Hinch and I want to say fourth. Hinch and fourth. All right, cool. Missy actually has the
Missy's always on top of it.
I'm there.
Phrasing. Dixon in third, Hinchcliffe fourth, Bourdais fifth, and Piggott sixth. He had 5 different teams in the top 6 there.
It is awesome.
An amazing job by everybody. And not only that, with Power in 7th and Rossi in 8th and Herta in 9th, you had 8 different teams in the top 9.
That's pretty amazing. Like, that shows you right there, IndyCar is just like, you never know what can happen, man. That's why I love this sport.
Well, and
Really.
it's, you go back, it took a while to find the last time Team Penske didn't make the Fast Six on a road course. It was Long Beach 2014, almost 5 years ago. So to Team Penske to get locked out of the Fast Six here after Will Power won pole at both St. Pete and Coda in dominating fashion really says something either about the track or about Team Penske's preparation for this track.
And well, Penske's always been all about effort equals results, and I actually had a friend of mine from the Motorsport 101 podcast looking up when the last time they didn't make the Fast Six. I was looking up from 2008 earlier on to later, and he was going back from 2018. And R.J. O'Connell beat me to it. He's from Chattanooga, really great guy, and he was like, yeah, it's Long Beach 2014. And then I just happened to see on Twitter, oh, IndyCar tweeted that out 5 minutes before we found it. Great.
I tweeted out 10 seconds before IndyCar did.
Oh, Jared beat all 3 of you.
That's a good job, Jared.
And it is ironic, though,
Whose
because I
story's
looked at that
going
Long
on
Beach
IndyCar.com?
qualifying in 2014, and 2 current Penske drivers, Joseph Newgarden and Simon Pagenaud, made that top Fast Six, but driving for other teams.
Penske, I'll tell you what, they really had done a great job here in the past, but this year, I don't know what's going on with them. I mean, this is the same error kit from last year. It's just baffling to me that they just missed it by this much here.
The times were so close, though. Oh, my God.
That too. I mean,
we're talking not tenths, but hundreds and thousands. It was the difference.
And if it wasn't for Power making a mistake in turn 17 and aborting his flyer lap in round 2 of qualifying, it could be a different story. You could look at back-to-back-to-back poles for Power, but we'll never know now.
It was crazy that the Fast 12 had 2 Chevys, the rest were Hondas. It's insane. It's just so nuts.
Honda's worked really hard, and anyway, this is also the first race for Honda, the new HPD president, Ted Klaus. Or is it Tim? I think it's Ted.
Ted. I said next
Let's
one.
got that right.
Chip Klaus.
Ted. But it's a good thing that he got a pole in this one. It's the Honda Indy Grand Prix of Alabama, after all. But Honda has not won here since 2014 when Hunter Ray got the win that year. I think that was a range shortened one, if I remember right. That was
Another one?
yeah.
Okay.
2014 was range shortened. 2018 they had it on the next day, but it was good to see Honda doing so well here. Honda, they won the last 2 Honda races that IndyCar's had at Toronto with Scott Dixon, and they also had Mid-Ohio with Rossi, but they haven't won here in such a long time. I'm like, let's see what they can do to fix that. But Penske, not Penske, Ganassi hasn't won here yet, so Scott Dixon's had 5 second place finishes here without a win. You think he might be able to break through this time?
Definitely, man. Scott Dixon's always you can bet on him every race. You pretty much be, it's a solid bet.
This is like his anti-Mid-Ohio almost.
Well, it's funny, you look at the manufacturers over the last few years, and it seems like the engines, you got to pick. You're either fast on the speedways or you're fast on a road course. Because the last few years, whoever won the manufacturer title did not win the Indy 500.
It's true.
So it's going to be interesting to see what Chevy has. Maybe they saved up all their engineering and whatever they did over the offseason, focus on the 500 again, just like Honda had been doing the past few years up until last year with the Universal Aero Kit.
Yeah, it's true. And then Chevy won the 500 last year. So.
Yep. Yeah, Honda won the manufacturer title. Chevy won the Indy 500, and it was the opposite the last 2 years.
But this year, it's a story of Honda engine blowups, basically. All the engine all the engines that have let go the last 2 races have all been Hondas.
The only engines that have let go all season are Hondas.
Well,
I haven't seen a single
the
Chevy
last 2
blow up.
races, right?
Well, the good thing though is that they're pushing him that hard. That
That's
shows
true.
how hard Honda's pushing this thing. I mean,
Well, Ryan Hunter-Reay always blows something, so might as well be an engine.
I said this on the Motorsport 101 IndyCar season preview. Hunter-Reay, he either does very, very well or he has absolutely abysmal luck. He had a couple of wins last year. He had quite a few top 5s. Then he had the rest of his finishes were all 12th or 14th or below, except for 2 other finishes. Hunter-Reay, if he can get more consistently in the top 5 and not have so many seesaw races, he could very well be the guy that wins the championship this year. He's driven very, very well when he's had the car underneath him. He's done a good job so far here this weekend. You know, he did pretty well. He's done pretty well here in the past. He's won here twice. So really, I see no reason why he shouldn't be doing well.
Mister, will you talk? You are part of this, damn it.
I'm just listening to everyone else. That's all. It's just interesting information.
She's
And yes, I agree. I'm
here.
taking it all in. But,
Phrasing.
I mean, I do agree. You know, Honda has brought it this year. I mean, Chevy, I'm a little concerned. I mean, it's the third race, but I'm a little concerned with Chevy right now.
Well, Chevy did win the first race of the year pretty convincingly.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
They would have won the second one too. Pretty convincing.
That's true.
Yeah. But I mean, out of that, I mean, it just.
Amazon stock dropped
besides
after
Will Power,
Power lost his drive shaft.
Well, Amazon stock was going to drop regardless because Jeff Bezos just got a divorce.
Still the richest man in the world after a $35 billion divorce.
Yeah, but at least Elon Musk can get to space. I'm just saying, his little Blue Origin over there can't.
Well, I don't know how much longer that's going to last because there's always rumors about Tesla going bankrupt every 5 minutes.
That's not true. They're building a gigafactory in Shanghai right now.
Random observation: these trailer tires need to get replaced.
Tesla's not going bankrupt. What are you talking about? Anyway, so Jared, best day ever as being a media member since you've been one.
I would have to say last year, pole day at the Indy 500, standing on pit lane, and when Ed flew by the start-finish line and threw up that first lap over 2:30 on the day, it was the most surreal feeling watching the crowd lose their mind, everybody collectively losing their minds. It's something I'll never forget.
I just realized I didn't actually answer the question because we were busy arguing semantics about how many years I've done this. Honestly, Long Beach last year was incredible because that whole atmosphere was like the Indy 500 out west for me. I'd never been to Long Beach. It was my first time in California in almost a decade, and it really was a lot of fun being there. It was the atmosphere was just tremendous, and really when you look at how that whole weekend came together, it was just fantastic.
How many support series are at Long Beach?
It was IndyCar was there, IMSA was there. I believe they had also the Trans Am Vintage Series there, and they also had, I think, the older Formula 5000 cars running as well. They were just doing demonstration laps. Plus, they also had drifting at the end of the day as well.
And actually, just this past weekend, we're doing the Formula Drift in Long Beach. I think they were racing last night.
Yeah, the drifting is big out there.
Yeah, they actually run a modified version, like with Formula E, how they did a different version of the track.
Yeah, this year Formula E will stay in the same car the entire race. Crazy.
Yeah, no, I'm glad to see that.
No more
It's amazing to see how technology's come over the last few years.
Oh yeah, batteries are just going to get better. Yeah, definitely. It's funny how there's no Teslas in that series.
Shocking.
Yeah, not really. Says everybody's.
That's a pun, Frank.
Anyways.
Well, say I still get sappy coming back here because, like Chris, this is where I got my start in the media, 2015,
Really?
covering for iRacing. I came down here, and it was the first thing I ever did.
No shit.
Yeah, came down here for spring training.
Wow, Frank.
I know. I keep cursing on my clean podcast.
Cut that pot out.
It's okay.
2015 was an interesting race for me because I had my other situations like away from the IndyCar paddock, but 2016 here, it was great seeing Ray Hall and Pagano battle like late in the going there. Ray Hall was trying to get around Jack Hawksworth and actually cut off got his left front wing end plate taken off when he was trying to move around Hawksworth, and then Pagano got around him there right at the last corner with about 3 or 4 laps to go. It's great racing back then too. Rahaal's also done really well here. Qualifying second, he should be a shoe-in for a good finish if he can just keep it all together. A lot of drivers have had trouble this weekend keeping the cars on track. We've seen a lot of spins. Ferrucci had one. Ericsson had probably the biggest one going into the barrier in the early practice session today. Hunter Ray went off track. Colton Herta went off track. A lot of drivers spun at the end of the first practice session too. So that's been a big deal this weekend. Is just who can keep it on track. Hell, Rahal even had a off-track excursion, and Sato I think spun during one of the sessions too. So it's more been a case of who hasn't had the spin. this weekend.
I mean, I think the winner is going to be who can manage the Reds the best, because the Reds have been very bad here last year. But we got a little bit of you guys want to talk about what happened with the Reds and all? Can we even talk about that?
I don't know, can we?
I don't know. I don't care.
We'll find out.
I mean, a source told me, his name's Chip, about the whole Reds from last year to this year, like what they were running on yesterday compared to today and everything. I don't know if they got new Reds in. Did they get new Reds in?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, Chip
Yeah,
told you?
they were
Okay.
they were mounting new Reds this morning. It was just yesterday that they were using surplus Reds from last year's race.
So they were over 18 months old, basically.
Yes.
So that's why.
Surprising.
Yeah, I mean, because the first thing when I seen Pato after the first practice, he said the Reds are just terrible. I don't know what's going on.
Well, Rossi said that after the second practice yesterday on the IMS radio feed. He was like, yeah, the Reds this weekend are terrible. So I'm glad that they got. It looks like new ones in, but I mean, let's face it. Hopefully, the tires aren't the story of the race, because we have a lot of great storylines in the top 10, for the race. And besides, I think people are tired about hearing about Firestone.
Oh, good one. Oh, I even got sound effects on this. Oh, laughter. Yeah. Oh, laughter. Oh, yeah.
Must be a CBS show.
Oh.
The sad thing is that I was once told that the laughing sound effect that a lot of people hear on the shows is all from I Love Lucy. The chances are for the last 30 years we've heard a lot of dead people laughing on TV.
That's creepy. Very morbid fact. Thank you. Jesus. So, prediction, guys. Ray Hall, front row. I can't believe I'm saying that. And you guys can hear the background. We tried to find a quiet spot, but at Barber, with so many racing series, there's no such thing as a quiet spot outside.
And there's no Road to Indy here this weekend as well, so it's still a full document of races.
MX5, they count.
They technically do count, but I don't know if I would really
last I checked,
call them Road to
I mean,
Indy.
Susan's not here.
They're not Road to Indy. I'm sorry. They're the Road to
I saw
24.
Dan Anderson here, so I guess that maybe
telling you,
counts.
It's sanctioned by IndyCar, but those cars, the drivers there want to go to Daytona for the sports car race. They don't want to go to the Indy 500.
Right, they actually call it the Mazda Road to 24.
Yeah, that's
Really?
That's why the Daytona Prototype International, the DPI, is called the RT24-P, Road to 24.
Huh. I never knew that. I just thought they were the series. Road to Indy didn't give a hoot.
No, whenever they have all the Road to Indy stuff, they only bring up the open wheel stuff. USF 2000, Indy Pro 2000, and Indy Lights.
Speaking of storylines, got a good storyline coming set up for tomorrow with this guy. What was his name again?
Connor Daly.
No,
He won the Super Trofeo race earlier today with the Lamborghini Super Trofeo series. His co-driver was Brandon Godovic, I guess.
Whatever his name was, who got the fastest lap of the race. So,
But still, it was great to see, the team actually do well. And Jake Edson.
that was awesome to hear.
Jake Edson also got 4th place in the race overall, first in the Pro-Am class. Great job for him, because that series, has a lot of disparity between the pros and the AMs in that race, and I think the lap traffic definitely played a factor late in the going. But great job for Jake, great job for Connor. They still have another race going on tomorrow. But
Beautiful cars too, man. Wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The Huracan Evos
Good
are
God.
really great. But we also have the Porsche GT3 cars here, and our buddy Parker Thompson actually got 3rd place in his first ever race in a car with a roof and fenders.
Can't believe it. Can't believe he jumped into a car that he's never raced before. A Porsche, no less. Probably one of the hardest, GT cars to control, with no weight on the front wheels at all. It's a very unbalanced car.
The only weight on the front that you see is the fuel tanks. That's it.
Exactly, and the lighter it gets, the more you can't. So to go from slick and wing car to mechanical and downforce with weight. So it's just awesome what he's been able to do, especially at Barber of all tracks. Probably the most technical track on aside from maybe Mid Ohio, like on the. And you dropped the lapel mic. That's why they call it a lapel mic, Deharde. It's got a clip on it. I don't know why I'm saying that, because I'm holding it too. But that's so Missy cannot talk.
That's Frank for you.
Anyway, this is a good setup, actually. This is working good. Trust me. It sounds good. It's working good. This is a good talk. All right, Missy, your favorite day since you've been a media member at any race, any year.
Today has to be today, because I mean, what else would she rather be doing right now than hanging out with three men?
Lockup of the front row.
I know. What would I rather be doing behind a trailer?
This is a classy. This is a very classy organization, folks. Let me tell you, this is a classy organization.
It's Alabama. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Well, hey, you know,
You expect Marsh to come out of the double wide with their curlers on.
Room, you know, other places have recording rooms you can do this. You know.
I don't know. I don't really have a favorite year, day, anything. I
sticks out.
I enjoy actually the 500 last year, only because I got to experience a lot the 500 last year. So, and my boy won, so it was all gravy.
Probably one of the more stressful days I had last year was Pocono with the whole weekend situation. That whole weekend was just
whole week.
It felt something about that whole weekend just didn't feel right.
Well,
no.
So like I've told a few people this. I haven't told everybody, but I made the decision to go to Pocono that weekend. Actually, when I was working Sunday morning at like 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, you know what? I'm working Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night. I don't have to be back at work until Monday night at like 8:45 p.m. I'm not working Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I'm like, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's go to Pocono. Book my hotel Sunday night.
You experienced the Pocono, the PA Turnpike from Ohio into Pocono, huh?
Is that a toll road?
You don't take the turnpike. You take 80-90.
I don't know what that is.
Or you take I-80 through Pennsylvania. It's not a toll road.
I have it set on Google Maps to never take a toll road.
Me too.
Perfect.
Best option.
So
it's only $60, $70. Well, it's
exactly. That's why I don't want to take the toll road.
It's actually $80.
That's why I don't want to take the toll road. Yeah. So I drove all the way from Noblesville, Indiana to Pocono, Pennsylvania overnight, Friday night. Did the whole thing in one shot. Took me just under 10 hours to do.
Without any tolls, it took you 10 hours? Really?
Yeah, just under 10 hours. 9 hours and 47 minutes to be exact. Because I timed it on my phone. I started the timer just after leaving Chick-fil-A, getting a ton of food. And then started listening.
You had to get the nuggets, right?
Yeah. I got 2 12 counts and 2 large lemonades and a frosted coffee.
Dude, aren't the lemonades awesome?
Did you see all the cows today?
What kind of sauce do you go with?
Oh, actually, I tell you, I did go see the cows. No sauce.
You need to try the Polynesian. Wow.
Nah.
Good stuff, man.
But anyway, so I drove all the way over, listened to a couple of Dinner with Racers episodes, and then I listened to Steve Matchett's audiobook.
Can you stop plugging other podcasts, please?
Steve Matchett's a cool dude. Shut up. Anyway.
But he didn't listen to any of ours, I'm sure.
He's working.
I have no idea. You don't know that. You probably listen to every episode.
Anyway, so I was
he never misses an episode.
So I listened to Steve Matchett's audiobook Life in the Fast Lane, which was fantastic. I listened to the first half on the way there and almost the second half on the way back. But so I got to Pocono at 7 in the morning Saturday morning, 8 in the morning Saturday morning. Got to the media center, slept for a couple hours in my car before getting to the media center. Got to the hotel and I slept for a few hours there. But because I've been doing overnights, my sleep schedule was all out of whack. Woke up for a few hours, transcribed to the IHOP that was 10 minutes away. Back to the hotel, slept for a few more hours.
Working overnight will kill you, man.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
Well, so wait. Then we did the race. 2-hour red flag for Wiggins' accident. Race was done. Post race quotes. Wrote a couple articles. Then started the drive home. It took me just 1 minute longer going home than it did coming over here. Got to Noblesville just after 8 o'clock in the morning. Slept. Went to work 12 hours later.
Wow. I see, because I got to work during the day and night, so I don't normally get to sleep. I don't get that luxury. I wish I did, but hey, what are you gonna do?
I still remember driving home from Pocono after that. 13 hours straight through. Well, I wouldn't say 13, 10 hours.
Where do you live again?
Grand Rapids.
Right.
Okay, not 13. That would be New York City, but about 10, 11 hours straight through, and all I could think about the entire drive home is what I experienced and saw there, and it's one of those things that I'll never forget.
And the thing is with that weekend is that I didn't tell anybody I was going except for 3 people. So I didn't tell any family, I didn't tell anybody else out there. So if anything bad would have happened to me, no one would have known.
We would have.
Well, I didn't tell you all I was there.
Well, I saw you there. So.
Yeah.
Because he made it there. What if he didn't make it there?
Well, then I'd be like, where's Deharde?
But yeah, I gotta say this much at least about Pocono. It was a good.
It's a great facility. It really is.
It was, and I also think that it was a good experience knowing that this is what can happen in a tragic situation. Of course, our thoughts and well wishes are with Robert Wickens, and we want to see him back in the car sometime soon.
I mean, it definitely reminded everybody that this is why it's the it's the most dangerous
It's dangerous.
sport in the world.
Absolutely, it's dangerous.
Hey, you got to respect it. And every once in a while, for some, it happens. But every once in a while, you get a wake up call like, oh yeah, this isn't just all.
It's not tiddlywinks we're messing with here. This is actual real life.
Exactly. So there's times to joke around, there's times not to, and and that's why these drivers take things way so seriously from day one to the last day, because you have to take things seriously. If you don't, you're going to get hurt or get someone else hurt.
Yeah. And you've seen so many drivers come through here that have just carefree attitudes, they don't take it seriously, and they wash out.
Exactly.
Or something happens.
Yep.
And
you never, and you don't want that to happen.
No.
So I guess I don't know if the lights are coming on. I'm
Yeah,
sure if we're going to
think,
head on
we're
out of here in a little
for,
bit, but we have
it's been 25 minutes. Just wanted to do like a quick round
so-
table with you guys and see how you
predictions for the race win.
Yeah, that's it. Go ahead. You start with Deharde.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and say Rossi.
Rossi, right on. Right.
I got Bourdais in this one.
Ooh, that's a good pick.
All right, Missy.
Joseph Newgarden comes back.
From
Wow.
16th on the grid?
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
if there's any track that he's going to do it at, it's here.
Yep.
This is his place.
He needs some lucky yellows and a Tim Sim trick like Miracle or something.
Come on, Frank, who's your pick?
Will Power, of course.
Of
Okay.
course.
Yeah. I mean, he's only 3 rows back on the start.
Who's your pick to finish last?
Ben Hanley.
Graham Rahal.
Okay, all right.
Something's gonna happen. He's gonna wash out. He won't crash. He won't wreck the car, but he'll be like a couple laps down.
I think the cartoon animal is going to fall on Marco this time.
What happened?
The cartoon animal is going to fall on Marco this time.
The
Cartoon Anvil.
No, like
cartoon,
Wile E. Coyote.
Gotcha. Cartoon Anvil. You said that so fast, dude. Wow.
The cartoon anvil will fall on Marco Andretti.
Acme Anvil.
Of course.
Okay, there we go. If you said Acme Anvil, I wouldn't know exactly what you were talking about. Okay, favorite WB cartoon character, Bugs Bunny world.
Sylvester, of course.
So
Not Sylvester. Tweety.
Tweety, really?
Yeah. Little yellow dude.
Tasmanian Devil.
Oh God.
Come on, Missy.
Roadrunner.
Me.
Because he's fast. God, Frank can't even think of
Daffy
his
Duck.
favorite. There you go. I like Tiny Toons more.
They were cool, but I like the.
Although
originals.
Animaniacs was the best by far.
Definitely, yeah, definitely better than Tiny Toons. Animaniacs were awesome, just awesome. They only ran for like what
3 years? I think 3
It was
seasons.
like 3
Yeah, back in the
seasons
mid
tops.
DuckTales.
Dude. Yep. Wow, DuckTales. Was that Scrooge?
Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, if he dove
Into the big pile of gold.
he dove into the gold and broke his neck because gold doesn't act like yeah.
It's a cartoon.
Yeah, but ever since I was a little kid, I was like, that's not true. He would have broke his neck.
So I'm going to get a little controversial here.
Go.
Drunk Brian France on Twitter tweeted that there were only 36,000 tickets sold for the NASCAR race at Bristol this weekend.
I believe it.
So
Whole weekend?
Well,
They're
yeah.
already
or race day.
they're already talking
Race
about
day, at
how
They're not selling tickets in the
400
turns.
is just a travesty already.
Well, so
Because NASCAR should be racing.
so
in
I'm
Indy.
thinking, you know what? I
Yeah.
actually put a poll up on Twitter, and I don't know how many votes it's got. It probably hasn't gotten any votes yet.
Well, what's your Twitter feed while you're talking about it?
At Deharde, CDEHARDE, and the poll I put up on Twitter was, are you going to see more people at the NASCAR race at Bristol or at the IndyCar race at Barber?
Well, I think more people were here than Bristol today because today was packed. I've never seen so many people here on a Saturday.
Yeah, it's going to be even crazier tomorrow.
I've got 15 votes so far, and IndyCar Barber has the lead with 60% of the vote.
And we're gonna tweet, we're gonna like and retweet it from our Twitter. You can find it. Where, Missy?
At www.theindysportscarpodcast.com.
It's an awesome Twitter handle.
No, you go there and you can get the Twitter handle. You can get all the episodes.
At
Everything.
ISCP podcast 2Ps.
Yeah, there you go, PP. ICP than the podcast. Yeah.
You can find me at Depow, DEPOUW, and hopefully you can read my articles on IndyCar.com.
Right on. And you can always listen to us where exactly you're listening to us. I don't know how I need to plug it.
How the hell is I not following you, Jared?
Okay, so while he's doing that, we're going to have, I think, Parker and then the guy from F3. Great story coming tomorrow, guys. And, thanks for listening. And keep the reviews coming on iTunes. Had a great review just the other day. And so keep
Be
it
sure
going,
to
guys.
tune in tomorrow, 4 o'clock, NBC Sports.
Yep.
That's 4 o'clock Eastern.
4 o'clock Eastern, yes.
Is it 4 o'clock Eastern? Okay.
4
cool.
o'clock
3
Eastern.
o'clock Central Time, where we're located.
So Missy gave all the Central Times on the show, but they were Eastern. Because I remember you saying 3. Or did you correct it?
Whatever Well, no, if it was on IndyCar's website, then I said Central Time and gave the
The
Central
race is
Time.
on NBC SN.
Yeah. NBC SN has been doing a heck of a job. NBC Gold.
Yes,
I mean, wow.
If you haven't gotten NBC Gold, you need to get
It's
it.
amazing. Being even at the track is like the best thing to have at the track. It really is. I mean, the app was good when you had Verizon, but this is, I mean, like practice one on a Friday, fully produced, everything. You know, it's amazing. So I really like it. What was that? What did you just do?
Nothing.
No, yes you did. I saw it.
Nothing.
I saw it. What do you see?
Nothing.
And on that note,
Yep.
everyone knows that Frank doesn't know a thing, and
Yep.
Jared and Chris, well, they have a secret between them.
And Scotty
you know?
doesn't know. Scotty doesn't
I'm
know.
gonna find the
Scotty
secret.
doesn't
Write it
know.
down.